Yes, you heard that right. The police. Now, before you jump to conclusions, let me explain why I'm saying this. The people who are supposed to protect us, to uphold justice, and to make our society safer are failing us. And no, I'm not just talking about small mistakes. I'm talking about how they question and doubt the very people who are stepping up to do their job, exposing and catching. Instead of supporting us and cleaning up our communities, they're standing in the way. So why is this happening? Stick around, because what I'm about to reveal now will leave you speechless. Let me tell you something that will blow your mind. I've already caught not one, but two. Yeah, you heard me right. I tracked them down, confronted them, and handed them over to the police, thinking justice would be served. But what happened next? You'd expect the police to take immediate action, right? Wrong. Instead of locking up these predators, they acted like it was no big deal. They were so lethargic, as if this wasn't their responsibility. And here's the surprise. Instead of focusing on the criminals I handed to them, they turned their attention to me. Who are you? Why were you there? How did you catch them? What were you doing? Why are you doing? Did you get the police's permission? Seriously, I was out there helping make our streets safer, exposing predators who prey on the innocent. And they had the audacity to treat me like the criminal. This is why I'm speaking out. This isn't just laziness, it's a failure of the system, and I'm not going to stay quiet about it. So let me tell you about the first I caught, Chetan Raj. He's 28 years old from Bangalore. At first, when we started chatting, he seemed like a completely normal person. Friendly, polite, just having a casual conversation. But things took a dark turn pretty quickly. After just a few minutes, he asked the decoy's age. She said, and immediately his tone changed. His very next message was, "So you're a virgin? I've always wanted to have sex with a virgin. Oh, and here's the best part, this guy was a virgin himself." Imagine being so clueless and inexperienced, yet thinking you are in a position to teach someone. When the decoy replied, "Yes, I've never had sex before," his response was, "Don't worry, darling. Daddy will teach you everything." That's when it became crystal clear. This guy wasn't just creepy, he was a But it didn't stop there. The decoy refused his advances multiple times, yet he kept pushing. He suggested booking a hotel room for their first time. Then he backed out, admitting that hotels would ask for her ID and might not allow her in since she was underage. He knew he was doing something illegal, and yet he didn't care. Instead, he suggested going to a movie, saying, "No one will notice us there." When the decoy asked what they do at the movie, he didn't hold back. He detailed his disgusting plan. "We'll kiss on the lips, lip lock, then I'll put my hand in you. After that, I'll make you give me a to my long and healthy one." Long and healthy? Let's just say that later, we found out it was about 2 to 3 inches at best. Not exactly what he was boasting about. He even demanded from the decoy, saying he needed them to get hard and send her a picture in return. When she refused, he sent an unsolicited picture anyway, of what he called his long and healthy disappointment. This all happened in the afternoon, around 4 p.m. He told the decoy to meet him at 9 p.m. after his office. When she said her mom wouldn't allow her to go out at night, he suggested lying and saying it was a friend's birthday party. At this point, it was clear we had to confront him. We asked him to meet at the metro station at 9 p.m. Before he arrived, I noticed 2 policemen patrolling the area. Thinking this was a golden opportunity, I approached them, explained the situation, and asked for their help. Their response? "We can't do anything without higher officials' orders. Call the helpline." I called the police helpline, explained everything, and they said they'd send officers in 5 to 10 minutes. By then, Chetan Raj texted the decoy, saying he had arrived. I went to the station and spotted him right away, a red shirt and cream pants, just as he'd described. I walked up to him and asked, "Hi, Chetan Raj, who are you waiting for?" He hesitated and said, "My friends." I pressed him, asking how old this friend was and what he planned to do. That's when 4 other men appeared behind him, who he brought along, all between 25 and 30 years old. At that moment, one terrifying thought crossed my mind. What if it wasn't me here? What if a real year-old had shown up? 5 grown men waiting for her. The consequences could have been unthinkable. Eventually, the police arrived. But it wasn't the same officers I'd spoken to earlier. I had to explain the situation all over again. They said they'd take him to the station, and I insisted on going with them. At the station, the higher officials asked me to write a letter and give a complaint, which I did. For a moment, I thought justice was being served, but that relief didn't last long. 2 days later, after returning from Chennai, where I encountered another file, I went back to the same police station to follow up. When I asked about Chetan Raj, their response left me in shock. We called his parents, made them write an apology letter, and let him go. Let that sink in. A man who not only planned to year-old but also brought 4 other men to potentially gang her was let off with nothing more than an apology letter. How is this justice? What's stopping him from doing it again? And even if he does, how will the police even know, let alone take action? This experience opened my eyes to how broken our system is, or at least how some people in it refuse to do their job. And that's why I'm sharing this with you, because we can't let this kind of negligence continue. Now let me tell you about Abdul, a 39-year-old from Kadapa, Andhra Pradesh, working in Chennai, while his wife and 3 kids were back at home. His wife thought he was just working in the city, but little did she know he was planning something absolutely terrifying. He was looking to introduce a secret stepmom for his kids, someone their age. From the moment he messaged the decoy, it was clear he wasn't interested in talking. He was after something else. His second message right after hi was, "You had experience with sex?" with his broken English. When she replied that she was just he didn't hesitate. "No worries, wifey, your husband knows everything." This guy couldn't care less about age or consent. It was all about sex. He immediately started calling her his wife and said he wanted to treat her like one. When the decoy asked if he would tell his wife about her, he said, "No. You are my secret wifey, one in hometown and one here. But I will stay 6 days with you, only 1 day with her, so you are my lovely wife, dear." He can't even think like how a normal human being would. Like he doesn't even care if a 14-year-old will stay with her parents or with a guy she just met 10 minutes ago on some random app. He even went as far as telling her that they shouldn't make babies together. Yeah, you heard that right. He told her, "I don't use condoms. If I love someone, I want to have kids with her, no matter the age." That's the kind of messed up mentality we're dealing with. We set up a meeting at Gindi National Park, where he said he'd show the decoy some animal. I don't know what kind of animal he was referring to, but I'm pretty sure it wasn't the kind you'd find at a zoo. When I got to the park, I spotted him right away, but the moment he saw me along with a camera, he started walking away. Then he ran and jumped on a bus to escape. At first, I thought I'd missed my chance, but guess what? He texted the decoy again, saying he was willing to meet the next day. When she asked why not today, "I have already came here." He said it's too risky, and there is a guy with black shirt and with a camera, so we can plan some other place. So we set up the next meeting at Gwynedd Metro Station at 7 a.m. because he had to go to office after having a quickie. Of course, I showed up late around 8:30 because I was sleeping. But there he was, waiting for me, the decoy. I immediately called the police helpline, and they told me to keep him waiting for 10 minutes, and they'd send someone to arrest him. I confronted him, made him confess to everything, and recorded each and everything to upload on YouTube. But that happiness didn't last long. You will get to know why in a minute. The police arrived, and we went straight to the station. But here's where it gets crazy. As soon as we arrived, the police asked me to turn off my camera. I tried to tell them the public would benefit from seeing what was happening, and they would appreciate your sincere work. But they told me not to record anything and keep the camera inside my bag. Then I showed them all the evidence, the messages, the screenshots, everything. But they let him go without even questioning him. Want to know the real shocker? They took me into a room and interrogated me for over an hour, asking questions like, "Who are you? Why are you doing this? Who gave you permission to do this? Who gave you permission to upload this on YouTube?" And a lot more. And then they made me delete all the footage. So all the proof I had against him is gone. This man, a predator, walked free, while I, the one trying to help stop it, was treated like the criminal. This system is broken, and the police aren't doing their job. So there you have it, folks. This is why I'm shouting, "F you police." Instead of taking action, They're letting these monsters go free and questioning the one person who's trying to make a difference. And I already know they'll probably come after me for sharing this, trying to shut me down, arrest me, and even take down the video instead of catching the real criminals. So share it to the maximum to each and every one of your family and friends so that they could save themselves or their children, because the police doesn't give a f. But if there are any good officers out there who actually want to help, I'm here. Leave a comment down below so that I could contact you and we can work together. Let's work together to stop these sickos. But for now, the police.